like.
Resident Evil 4 Remake is a good game. However, it is an underwhelming remake. Hello everyone, I am your Immortal Afro Josh, and you are watching Immortal Afro Gaming, where we will make gaming niche again. Now, why do I say this? Well, when you consider how much was lost, cut, discarded, or whatever excuse you want to use, I find it hard to justify Remake 4's existence. After all, what's the point of a remake nowadays anyway? Just a quick refresh to cash in on the nostalgia of an older fanbase while drawing in a newer crowd? Or is the point of a remake to enhance elements of the original while adding value to the product as a fully realized concept stacked with features that would truly cement it as the definitive version of that game?
We don't do that here.
Okay.
Yeah, we clearly don't deserve that timeline. And why should we, when so many people are easily impressed with graphics and hair strands? To those who refer to Remake 4 as a masterpiece, must have never spent more than an hour playing the original. And no, I'm not just referring to the over-the-top script, characters, or encounters, though I easily could. I'm talking about content. That sweet, sweet content. How the original has plenty of it, and how the remake has us paying more to wait for less than half of it.
Hey yo, what the fuck?
You know, there was a time where a Capcom remake was something special, and unfortunately modern gamers are either too young to know about it, or too lazy to remember it. Capcom's Resident Evil 1 remake, a game that should be heralded as the golden standard of game remakes, adding value, not cutting it. But clearly this didn't hold up, as future remakes, while pretty, didn't do nearly as much in the content department. Which, as far as I'm concerned, makes one thing very clear. Because 6th Gen is the undisputed peak of gaming, I believe it's high time that passionate gamers focus their interests and talents into supporting and building games that mirror that generation's quality and aesthetic. Many indie games fall into this category, thankfully, as modern technology has made it very achievable to those willing and able. Hell, I'd even go so far to say that it would be better to kickstart the birth of a new gaming industry, completely devoid of modern gaming's current degeneracy. Why sit here and overdose on several tanks of hopium, fooling yourself into believing that there will be any modicum of improvement in an industry that generates so much money off of normies that it is actually possible to fail upwards? Whether it's terrible DLC practices, anti-consumer products, always online implementation in single-player offline games, woke propaganda constantly being shoved in your face, the dumbing down of challenging gameplay so that the brain-dead normies can get a turn, the absolute cancer that is modern game journalism, or even the simple expectation of having a beloved classic properly remade with its entire soul intact, it is blatantly obvious that there is no longer an industry worth saving, let alone salvaging. It only makes sense to start anew. And sure, it'll be difficult. But if there's one thing that old school games have taught me, if at first you don't succeed, try again. Remake 4 is a good game, by 2023 standards. Unfortunately, when compared to its 2005 counterpart, I am immediately reminded of just how much gaming has devolved, regressed, and waned in 18 years. And I just don't see it getting any better, no matter how pretty it looks. Now, that's not to say I'm black-pilled on my love for gaming. I find vast amounts of optimism in the mere idea of a fresh start for the genre, building a new foundation for my favorite pastime, much like gaming's Japanese forefathers did back when it never existed in the first place. If Miyamoto could build a successful game franchise back in the 80s with no blueprint whatsoever, then we should be able to build a successful game industry in 2023 with one. And with the amount of untapped potential in today's independent scene, it may arrive sooner than you think. Until that fateful day, I am your Immortal Afro Josh, and I'll see you when we make gaming niche again.